Welcome back, guys. Thanks for joining me for another beer review. Hope you're all well. It is Saturday, just gone midday, coming up to maybe 1 o'clock, I don't know, and we're back with another beer review. This will be coming up in a few days time. It's the Saturday before Christmas, so like I say, this will be coming up in a few days time. And where are we heading over to? Well, I'll tell you where we're heading over to, and you've probably seen because you would have read the thumbnail. We're heading over to that machine there, and we have a beer in there which I was very much reluctant to go and buy because it's 8 litres of beer that I'm probably really going to struggle with drinking. And the beer we are on about the beer we are on about, as you can tell from the title, is Cruzcampo Seville, the Spanish lager that is now brewed, I believe, in Burton-on-Trent or Wolverhampton or somewhere around there. It's UK brewed, been changed for the British market, if you like, or a new brew for the British market. It's coming in at 4.4% ABV, and the only reason I bought this was because I had a discount code sort of sent out in the post to me from Beerwolf. So normally this beer costs £39.90 for 8 litres. 8 litres is the equivalent of 14 pints. Me personally, I just look at 500 mils, so you're going to get pretty much 16 pints out of it, unofficially, if you like. But yeah, I had a £12 discount code for this, so I ordered 2 kegs, not of this. I ordered this one, and I ordered a second keg to get the free delivery, which was a Lagunitas, which was a 5 litre mini keg. And I'm kind of looking at it that I got 12 quid off this, so £39.90, then coming at £27.90. Baz, have a day off, you're getting worn out. £27.90 for 8 litres anyway, Cruzcampo. Not tried it yet. The blade will chill the beer down to 2 degrees, which is, I suppose, yeah, it's ideal for a lager, but we're in the middle of bloody winter. So, I'm going to do a video of the pour and we'll come back and have a taste. Just quickly, I do have Cruzcampo glass, but I don't have the ones that we get in the UK. That is like 250 ml, and I can't see the point in filling that up with a beer that's probably going to have that much head. So I've got another Spanish glass, which is also a beer that is brewed in the UK now, I believe, and it's Mal. So we're going to whack it in that one. The glass looks a little bit dirty, it's got to be said, but I'm sure it is clean. It's just got finger marks on it. So I'm going to stop talking. We're nearly 3 minutes in. Let's get this beer poured and see what we get. The good thing is, you might not see much anyway now, but we are going to give it a pour. Let's get that out of the way for a second and give it a pour. Not had nothing out of this keg, so it's the first pint. Got to be said, it's pouring very nicely. It is pouring nicely, but we are probably going to have a slightly big head on it. Hopefully that will settle down, but there's a good chance it won't. So let's get my seat turned around again, let that stop making its noise, and we'll take a look at the beer. So, big head on the beer. It's sort of quite a dark looking sort of beer. Deep gold colour. Gentle carbonation coming up this glass. It's a nucleated glass, but it's a really thick head. I'm going to put that down to this being the first beer out of the machine. Look at that. Good 3 man-sized finger head on it. But it's nice and compact. Looks like a lager. So yeah, let's dive in with the nose and have a sniff. If I can get through this, which I probably won't. Honestly, at this very moment in time, I am getting nothing. Not one bit. Well, maybe a slight sweet maltiness in there. Sort of like sort of like, I don't want to say syrupy malt, but you know what I mean, where it seems quite, not a light malt, it almost feels like a darker malt or something, but there's no hop presence, there's no bite in the beer, there's no lemon, there's no citrus. Maybe a fraction of sweet malt, that is all you're getting, and that is hard to pick up at all. So it might be a case of just diving in, giving it a taste, and we'll maybe have another sniff once I've had a taste. So, Cruzcampo, UK brewed one, 4.4% on the blade. Let's dive in and give it a taste. Cheers. Well, I can tell you one thing, it's very cold. Chilled to 2 degrees. And you could say, if there was anything in this beer to taste, that 2 degrees would probably kill it. But let's go in again. .4%. Body is okay, but this is a draft beer, so you expect it to be a little bit more sort of fuller, just because it is a draft beer. In all fairness, the carbonation, there is quite a bit there, but the bubbles are small. They're not particularly aggressive or violent on the inside of your mouth, if you like. It's just small bubbles, but busy. So it's not got that feel like some bottled lagers. You'll drink them and they can feel like you're drinking a bottle of pop because the carbonation is that aggressive. It's not like that in this. Busy, but palatable, it's got to be said. I mean, there's not really a lot wrong with the mouthfeel, but nor is there a lot right. There's nothing that sort of stands out. You don't sit there, you don't think, this is really smooth, this glides down well. But again, nor is it particularly rough. It's everything I expected so far. Maybe the carbonation slightly better and the body slightly better, but everything else about the beer is exactly what I was kind of expecting. Carbonation's picking up now on me. Pardon me. We'll dive in, try and give you some taste notes. Sorry, I'm just looking for some taste notes in there. There's absolutely nothing going on with this beer. Absolutely nothing going on. Oh dear. That typical sort of taste is starting to come to it now. Now I'm sort of down to there. That is the reason why normally after about 3 pints of lager anywhere, I tend to change. Because that taste starts getting nasty, a little bit yucky, if you like. There's nothing going on in here. You may get a touch, for me, a little bit grainy. It's got that grainy malt note in there. Feels a little bit sugary, a little bit sweet, a little bit syrupy maybe. There's a gentle bitterness in there, and I do mean gentle, and it's not a particularly nice bitterness. The beer tastes like pretty much every other beer that's brewed over here from the big companies, if you like. It's got that sort of typical taste of the liquid. It's not a very good beer, in my opinion. It really isn't. It's not a great lager. It's one of them that I'm probably going to be drinking 1 or 2 pints a day just to get rid of it, and hopefully my guests will help us out over Christmas, but they're not big lager drinkers, so it's your standard lager. That could be 20, 30 other different lagers out of the supermarket, if I'm honest. Nothing to taste, in all honesty, really. I'm picking the bones with it, but there's nothing to taste in there. The 4.4%, it drinks like a 4.4% lager with no taste. Bland, unexciting, wet is about the best thing I can say about it. And me personally, I cannot see why anyone drinks a lager like that. I really can't. There's nothing to it. It's got no character to it. It's bland, it's dull. It's a liquid for the big companies to make lots of money on, and for people just to drink so it doesn't stop them drinking. It's that bland. It's not going to stop anyone drinking. That's how bad it is, in my opinion. It's not a great lager. I wasn't expecting it to be a great lager. And to top it all off, do you know what I'm going to do? Not now, but at some point, I'm going to do a comparison with the bottle. So for this video, I think that's rubbish. I wouldn't touch it. I don't know why the hell anyone would touch it. I bought it because I got it cheap and for review purposes, but it will not be purchased again. Not for me, not in my house, and not for that blade machine. So there's my thoughts on this beer. I will be back at some point with a comparison of the bottle and the keg, which will be interesting because I would imagine I'm probably going to build the keg up to be quite decent compared to the bottle, but the beer is still the beer. So I'm going to end it now. Hopefully you've all enjoyed that one. Pardon me. And I will see you again soon on another beer review. Cheers.